The classical theory. About 6-7 century ago, Arab sailors used the word mausim for monsoon winds, which blow from the Arabian Sea in the northeast direction for 6 months in a year, and in the southwest direction from 6 months in a year. In 1554, the famous Arab scholar Siddi Ali mentioned the reversal of monsoon winds. In 1656, the famous English scholar Edmund Halley said that the reversal in monsoon wind is due to the difference in temperature of water and land region. This difference occur according to the change of season, and accordingly monsoon are of two types, एक summer monsoon and second winter monsoon. First summer monsoon, sun ray. In summer the wind fall perpendicular on the Tropic of Cancer, due to which the temperature of northwest India and the surrounding area increase, and the air pressure decrease. On the contrary, the air pressure is high in the Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea. As a result, the winds start blowing from the sea towards the land. These winds bring a lot of rain. Second, winter monsoon. The sun rays in winter are perpendicularly on the Tropic of Capricorn, due to which the temperature in northwest India and the nearby area become low and the air pressure become high. In this season, the air pressure in Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal is low. As a result, the wind start blowing from the land towards the sea. These wind cause very little rainfall. Halley's idea regarding the origin of monsoon winds has been prevalent for more than 3 centuries. Due to it is called classical idea. Second, modern theory. Halley's idea appears illogical in general, but it is unable to understand the nuance of monsoon winds. Although scholars did not completely reject Halley's thermal theory, climate scientists around the world are doing in-depth study of the origin of monsoon winds, especially the origin of the southwest monsoon of India. In the last 4-5 decades, foreign scientists Von Thomson, Frost, M.T.N. Huang, Takahashi, E. Palman, and C. Newton, and Indian climate scientist P. Koteshwaram, Krishnan, Raman, Ramanatham, Krishnamurthy, Ramaratna, Ramaswamy, Anant Krishna, etc. have made significant contribution in finding the real reason for the origin of the monsoon wind. We can divide the idea of these scholars into two categories: A. Air mass theory, B. jet stream theory. A. Air mass theory. According to this, the origin of monsoon is related to the intertropical region, intertropical convergence zone (ITCJ). The meeting point of the northern and southern trade winds on the equatorial low pressure zone is called ITCJ or ITC. It keeps changing its position according to the season. In summer, when the sun shines perpendicularly on the Tropic of Cancer, the ITC shifts toward the north. Thus, the southeastern trade winds, after crossing the equator, enter the northern hemisphere and turn to their right under the influence of the Earth rotation force Coriolis force and start blowing from the southwest direction to the northeast direction. In 1951, a scholar named Brims, in his book Compendium of Meteorology, has named this displaced trade wind a southwest monsoon wind. The boundary at which the southwest monsoon winds meet the northeast trade wind is called the monsoon front. Foam consider the southwest monsoon of southern Asia is to be only one element of equatorial westerlies. B. Jet stream theory. The narrow, tabular, and meandering wind flow moving at very high speed in the upper layer of the troposphere is called jet flow. It flows from west to east at a height of 6 to 12 kilometers. It is found in both the hemisphere, but it is more powerful in northern hemisphere. Jet flow is the latest theory regarding the origin of monsoon, which has received a lot of recognition. Due to the following defect of monsoon, scholars have emphasized on studying the cause of the origin of monsoon. First, variability in summer rainfall. Second, the number of rainy days during the rainy season is very low. Third, the time of beginning and ending of rain is uncertain. Many Indian and foreign scholars have expressed their view on jet flow, the main one of which are as follow. Empty in Mr. In he presented his view in 1949. According to him, the following three things play a special role in the origin of monsoon. First, the upper wind of the monsoon through a Bay of Bengal moves toward 90 degree east longitude. Second, northward movement of the low latitude westerly jet stream. Third, influence of air pressure condition in the northern hemisphere. According to him, burst of monsoon depend on the upper atmospheric condition. Monsoon bursts occur due to change in the atmospheric circulation in the northern hemisphere. This happens when the low latitude upper air trough shift toward 80 degrees east longitude instead of 90 degree east longitude. The main reason for the shifting of this trough toward the west is the northward movement of the western jet stream. This western jet stream flow along the southern part of the Himalaya in winter, but in summer it crosses the Himalaya and start moving toward the northwestern part of Tibet. As soon as the DO jet stream moving toward the north, the drift start shifting toward the west. The south get an opportunity to show its influence. As a result, the southwest monsoon start running. P. Koteshwaram view. Indian scientist P. Koteshwaram, while participating on the topic World Monsoon in 1958, presented a new hypothesis regarding the origin of monsoon in article titled The Easterly Jet Stream in the Tropics. He told that the origin of monsoon is related to the Tibetan Plateau. The Tibetan Plateau is spread over an area of 45 lakh square kilometer in an ellipsoid shape at a height of about 4 kilometers above sea level. This plateau becomes hot in summer and its temperature is 2 to 3 degrees Celsius higher than the nearby area. In this way, the Tibetan Plateau gets heated at a height of about 5 km and act as a heater and the air rise upwards. As a result, in the upper part of the troposphere, winds start blowing at a high speed from east to west in a clockwise direction up to a height of 9 km above the southern plateau of India. The reason for this that the hot wind displaced from the hot Tibet Plateau come toward the south and descend on the cooling and flow towards northern India from the southwest direction. Due to this effect, there is a widespread rainfall in southern Asia. While moving from the monsoon trough toward the Tibetan Plateau, the monsoon wind release heat and temperature on the plateau increase. Thus, anticyclonic conditions are established around the plateau along with the easterly jet stream, and from here, the first subtropical westerly jet stream moved toward the west of the plateau, and the second some moved toward the east from the plateau, and the second one moved toward the east from the equator. The following conclusion can be drawn from Koteshwaram view. First, the easterly jet stream is stimulated by summer radiation over the Tibet Plateau. Second, anticyclonic conditions are established at a certain height in the subsphere over the Tibetan Plateau, due to which subtropical western jet flow is established toward the north and eastern jet flow is established toward the south. Third, the eastern jet stream is particularly helpful in the region of monsoon. As a result of the jet stream generated in the hypothalamus, the vapor-rich wind of the atmosphere flow in one direction and reach the upper hypothalamus and spread in many directions, and flow of wind that reach the lower hypothalamus takes the form of jet stream. The wind reach a high altitude and cause rain due to liquefaction. Fourth, the Indian southwest monsoon is actually a low-lying return current generated due to longitudinal movement. Fifth, the influence area of jet stream is from the eastern coast of China to coast of Guinea. The maximum speed in South Asia, and it cause heavy rainfall there. Generally, the maximum speed is between 15 degree north latitude as well as 50 degree to 80 degrees longitude. Sixth, the more the Tibetan Plateau heats up in summer, the more powerful is the eastern jet stream, and the more is the rainfall. In the summer, until the snow melts from Tibetan and the nearby Himalaya, the jet stream is not formed and there is no rainfall. Hence, in the year in which the snow melts less or late in summer, the rainfall is less or late.